Hi, I'm Jean Masters in Central Ohio. This video isn't about an Adena and Hopewell Hilltop enclosure in Perry County, Ohio, known as Glenford Fort. The 65 acres has been preserved, including 24.4 acres inside the enclosure, and the adjoining land is owned by the Cooper Ryder family, who is the family that owned the entire property for a long time. Since land has been deeded out here in Ohio, they've owned this land with the enclosure. Now they've given 65 acres of it over to the Arc of Appalachia and Perry County Soil and Water Conservation District to take care of this land. They've given them the main gateway and the main area where you enter the enclosure. The enclosure itself is 1.1 miles long, made of massive stones. It's exposed bedrock, hard sandstone. So it's hard, but it's sandstone. There's still a lot of erosion. It's riddled with fissures, thought to be caused by the last ice age. Now the native people brought in 1.5 to 2 million stones, of which has been estimated to be 28,880 tons of stones that the native people brought in to fortify the enclosure and to shore up all the holes. It's like the smaller pieces of stone put in to fortify the massive stones that are already there. The original enclosure was thought to be 7 to 20 feet on average high, and with a 20-foot breadth. Now it's an average of 1.5 to 6 feet high. That's a big average, but that's what I've got on it. The footage in this video was mostly shot outside the enclosure, walking in the path to go up. What I believe is the south end here, the so-called grand entrance. On the left is a massive rock. On the right, there is a rectangular room with openings at every corner. The outside of this enclosure is open to the elements, and there's a lot of erosion out there, but in here there's a little shelter from the wind, so the walls are not as eroded, except for one corner along the main path where there's a massive tree of heaven. The tree of heaven is an invasive tree which has replaced the native forest here, so none of these trees really, it's not there's no aesthetic reason to have these trees here. They could probably just cut all that down and help preserve the rocks. Okay, so a few of the corners seem to have large notches taken out. I'm not sure if that's by design or if that's just the natural erosion of the rocks, which it probably is, but it's interesting that they're like at the corners there's these giant chunks taken out everywhere. Now we're walking up through one of the fissures to the top of the hilltop enclosure here. The top of the hill is perfectly level, and it has the remnants of a stone mound. The mound was originally 48 feet diameter and 6 feet high, but after an archaeologist gained the trust of the Cooper Ryder family that his exploration would be minimally invasive, he bulldozed the mound immediately at the start and then was ejected from further study and or damage. The Cooper Ryder family piled the remaining stones back up as best as they could. It's now teeming with life. Since it's not packed in, there's all these voids, and it's insects, it's a lot of mice and critters, and probably a whole lot of snakes. I saw frogs. It was teeming with life. It was loud. Carbon dating testing on shards of pottery, pipes, and jewelry in the mound were dated to 270 BC. So that's pretty old. Would the pieces have been intact without the bulldozing? The mound was bulldozed in like the 70s or the 80s. By the time that this happened, there was principles of scientific study. There was no reason for this to have happened. This is archaeological vandalism, in my opinion. But it was a beautiful day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have more information or any corrections, please let me know in the comments. Glaring mistakes will be mentioned in the information area. Thanks, everybody.